Right. Good morning, good afternoon. It is Thursday, January 16th, and we are working on homework for lesson 6, comparing decimals on a number line, which is really important because that's we have to see all the different decimals when we are rounding. Okay, cool. All right, our joke for today is there's a fine line between a numerator and a denominator. And sometimes people say there's a fine line between like love and hate, because they're almost like super similar in terms of like passion. But anyway, so but it says like, but only a fraction would understand because there's a line in between. I love that one. Okay. Um, here we go. We are comparing decimals on a number line, which means that uh we have to have like a number line and an understanding of the place values in between. So we have a base 10 number system, which we do in everything. Right now there are actually other base number systems, but we have a base 10 number system, which means there are 10 different digits before you move on to the next one, or like bump it up. So here are the numbers in between 5/10 and 6/10. There are 10 tenths in between 5/10, well, really technically 9, but and 6/10. And notice I'm saying 6/10 and 5/10, but writing 50 hundredths and 6 hundredths, 60 hundredths. They're equivalent. Okay. And so there are also numbers located in between 53 hundredths and 54 hundredths. So there's also 10 hundredths in between, including of like 53 hundredths and 54 hundredths. And notice I wrote 530 thousandths and 540 thousandths because they're equivalent, and I'm finding smaller numbers in the hundredths. And the only way to go there is thousandths. And then there's smaller than thousandths, but we're going to start with those. Okay. All right. Let's just do division. And I'm pretty sure I have a good grid for today. 47, 47, 14, 8, 9, 94, 47, 11, right? 11, 9, 10, 14, 47, 8, 8, 1, 47. Notice how I just immediately 13. I just immediately, and this would be 470, started adding to get my multiples, just like immediately. Okay, and so if I have 10,058, I don't need to write the comma in there. It's just going to get too confusing and kind of messy in there. But I'm probably looking at maybe like a 9,000. So if I have 2, if 2 times 47 is 94, 20 times 47 would be 940. But 200 times 47 would be 9,400. So let's get rid of that. And that's 200 sets of 47. We're subtracting, so we divided. Then we multiplied to get the 9,400. Now I'm subtracting. I have to go all the way to the 10, 9, 10, 9. Oh, wait, no. Just kidding. The 5, it's a 0 there. So we have 8, 5, and now I just have to go here. So 10, 9, and then this is 10. 10 minus 4 is 6, and 9 minus 9 is 0. Okay. And I have 658. So I'm going to just take away a 5 because I'm just working with what I got here. And I just want to point out that I don't always have to find other multiples beyond the ones that I have if I'm doing the partial quotients. 2, 1, 8, 4, 3, 8. Ooh, I know that one. And it's 188. Okay, so I have 200 plus 10, 5 plus 5 plus 4, that's 214 sets of 47 in 10,000 258, okay? Partial quotients way, and again, just like totally accessible for all of you, simply adding and some multiplying by powers of 10. And like I said, I wasn't under like a huge amount of pressure to get a higher multiple. I could use what I have and then just do it like twice or 3 times, okay? And so here, this would then look like 94 would be here, 141, 188. There we go. 188, 235, and then 470. I would be taking this into the 100s, and so I would need a box here, and it would go in twice, which is like 94. And then I would be subtracting. I guess I messed it up. 6 and 0. And then I bring down the 5. I have 147 and 65. Sorry about this. I really thought I had it figured out. 6, 5, 15, 8, that's 5, minus 4 is 1. And then I bring down another 8. Man, this is sloppy. Sorry, kiddos. I swear I practiced it. And then this would be 4, 188. Okay, and then you can practice multiplying, but for right now, we're going to move on to some decimals. Okay, so I want to locate 7200ths, 7500ths, and 7900ths on the number line below. So I'm just going to like look at each decimal as a series of its points. I want to see 7/10. That's how I have this here. I want to see 8/10 because that is the next consecutive, means in order, 10th. Okay, so that means that the numbers in between, the hundredths in between, are in between the 2 tenths. Okay, so here I have 0 hundredths, but here I have 100ths with the 7/10. Here I have 200ths, 300ths, 7400ths, 7500ths, 7600ths, 7700ths, 7800ths, and 7900ths. And then if I had one more base 10 number system, I would have then the 8000ths, which is the same thing as 8/10. 8000ths is the same thing as 8/10. All right, so I'm going to label, locate and label. Labeling is the numbers. Locating is a point on the actual intersection. So that's here and here and here. So those are called locating. And this is labeling. Okay. So I have to do that here too. Locate the blank tick marks on the number line. What I really love about this is that it's just like simple. I'm filling it out, feels right. And here I have 250 thousandths, which is the same thing as 25 over 100, right? So each one of these, I'm just going to set it up first. Otherwise, then I get crazy. And I'm setting it up first because I just want to be able to, you know, count by the base 10 number system, but I don't want to miss a 10th or a 100th. And notice I've stayed the same the entire time because I have to progress through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have to progress through like 10 of them to get to the next one, which would be 260 thousandths. All right, so using the number line above, show which is greater, 252 thousandths or 258 thousandths. Notice I'm not saying 0 and. So 252 thousandths is here, 258 thousandths is here, and I'm going to identify as 258 thousandths is greater than 252 thousandths because it's further to the right, and it's also because it's further from 0. Okay. All right. Next one, but to the right is a beautiful reason. Which point shows the correct location of 6400ths? Oh, okay, well, I have my 6/10, 6/10, 7/10. So I have my tenths, the next consecutive tenths, which means that this is 0 hundredths, and then this is 6/10 and 100, 6/10 and 200. Okay, that's almost there. 6/10 and 300, 6/10 and 400. That's K. Okay. Let's look at the last page here. I'm going to use these symbols to compare these decimals. And I do have a number line to help us out here. All righty. This, by the way, is always less than when you read from left to right, which is like how we do all readings and stuff in math as well. I know that kind of manga is backwards and Hebrew is too, or not. It's not backwards to them. It's backwards for those of us that read left to right. But anyways, so less than, and this is greater than. So we know that we can place these symbols, but we can also read them from left to right. So when you have the little point first, that's less than, looks like an L. When you have the big open space, that's greater than. And you have to make sure that the numbers in those spaces are true, that those statements are true. All right, so we need 45 hundredths and 438 thousandths. So it's 4/10, so we're good. And then it's 5 hundredths, so it's here, right? That's here. And then 4 and 38 thousandths. So that's going to be, here we have 0 thousandths after the 4/10 and the 300ths. Here I have 43 and then 1. Here I have 43 and 2 thousandths. Here I have 43 and 3, but I need to get the decimal in there. And then 434, but I need 438, 434, 435, 436, 437. Okay, 0, 438, and this would be 439. And I was saying the numbers, but I'm making sure to write the entire decimal because these are not whole numbers at all. Okay, that's even less than 50 cents if we're seeing the size of these numbers. All right, so if I could see this here, I can easily see that 438 thousandths is less than 45 hundredths. It may have longer digits, but it is smaller in amount. And you could put that there if you wanted to compare. All righty. Okay, and then we're just doing our fluency. All right, 846 times 93, and then 6,460 divided by 19. I'm just going to set this up for you. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. We'd have 190. And I look forward to your answers. So definitely checking these for accuracy. All righty. I look forward to seeing you on Friday with your homework finished. Let me know if you need anything, and have a good evening. Go Decimals. Find them in the world.